In this video, we will talk about the unconscious beliefs. Like there are these beliefs that we are aware of. Like in the last video, I was inquiring into that Finnish person. But then there is also beliefs that we are not aware of, and we need to get them into the surface, into awareness, and then we can inquire into them. And we want to just a little bit talk about those beliefs, and there will come videos where we will show actually how it is happening, but it's nice to little bit maybe know what this is about. So what comes to your mind first when you're thinking there?
Unconscious beliefs.
Yeah.
Well, they're unconscious, so nothing comes to my mind.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess what comes to my mind is that generally they're core beliefs that hold really strong emotion. It's almost like a wound that we have, that they're covered by like surface thoughts that we have about ourselves and actions, and that actually a lot of what we do and say and think sort of come from this belief.
Yeah, they are like
Beliefs.
yeah, they are like beliefs that usually have some a strong emotional connection with some unpleasant feelings like a fear or guilt or shame or sorrow, or like there is those kind of feelings related to those of those like meanings of those beliefs that we don't want to face, and that's why we deny them. It's like the mechanism how the mind works, that it's kind of like pushing it away until we are ready to look at them, until we are ready to kind of we are letting them to come into surface, and then we can inquire them and then release them. And I guess those are like, they have painful meanings often, so that's why it's something that we don't want to look at. So those are, it's easier to look at something that what is not so, doesn't have so strong emotional meaning in it. But we wanna, that's the thing that we wanna encourage you to start to look at them, because you will start to get more and more comfortable about looking at them, and then your trust will start to get like deeper and deeper, and you will get the experience that hey, it wasn't as bad as I was believing it is, because that is one belief that there's something so horrible about me, or something so horrible there that I can't look at, or I can't face it, or I can't, I can't feel it, or I can't manage to go through it, and that's not true. Like you can, and you will. It's a little bit like a door, that you will get the key, and then you just need to put the key in and then open the door, and then you will see that there wasn't nothing bad behind the door, but it was the belief that kind of kept us not opening that door. So
it's like that door hides a secret or a fear or something about ourselves, and then the inquiry is the key that allows us to open the door when we're ready to face that fear, that thing that we think about ourselves that we can't look at and that we're trying to turn away from.
Yeah, and inquiry, it's always, even if it's sessions or like wherever it is you're doing it yourself, it's always going in its own way, in its own natural way. There is no push. You can't push it. It's very gentle way to look at, gentle way to open the door in a way, because then it's like everything has their own time, and then it's kind of follows its own
on its own path, or its own unwinding, or something like that. It's hard to describe until you experience it.
Yeah, and you never know where it's going. When you start to open the door, you never know where what will come, so you
It's
can't.
connected to what lots of the stories that are around the unconscious beliefs are all tied together, and you might start out something over here but end up something over here, and then this might start over here and end up back here, and it's all
and then some point it's coming here, and then poof, maybe. But when it's time.
It's not always logical in the moment. That's why we use the body, but in the end it ends up being logical with the insight, the perspectives that come, the understanding that comes, sort of makes it logical.
Yeah.
So the unconscious beliefs, how do you know, what's your experience of sort of recognizing that an unconscious belief is there or working?
Well, then, it's a good thing, because you will feel it. It's something. It's like your body becomes your friend with this. You will become aware that something is, even if it's anxiety or whatever it is, and you will feel something is happening here, because life is like a mirror. It's mirroring these beliefs to us, even that we are not necessarily in that moment aware of it, but when we start to look for it, then we can go under it. But life is showing us, or we are seeing it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's
probably both.
It's like this. It's like this that I'm actually seeing through some lens, some dusty window, and this is what it is, and life is like. But then it's not that. When you start to then inquiring it, you're kind of like gleaning there, and you will see how things are actually, rather than what the belief was that was in there.
So if we come back to like how to recognize an unconscious thought is occurring, it's we all know when we're triggered. We all know when we have a big reaction to something, but also there's smaller reactions that are happening. So you want to be on the lookout for reactions or strong reactions to different things. And I definitely know with me that in the moment I'm not always able to look. Sometimes I have to allow that escape. Because it's pointing to this wound or this thing we don't want to look at. The reactions to it are actually a movement away in some ways, like an escape, addiction, like literally having to get up and move away, or then the other way is the attack. It's kind of fight or flight. So one is flight, moving away, and the other is fighting, so pointing at other people and judging them for something, being angry with them, like also like trying to analyze things and trying to work out with the mind what the problem is and how to solve it.
But then maybe like the one thing is to be like I'm aware of that something is happening right now, that something is you then you can start to look at them. So it's like recognizing it, that what is happening, and that's also the mechanism what the mind does, that one in that it denies it, that it's like it pushes away, but then the other thing is that it starts to project it outside. So if it doesn't want to see it here, it starts to see it outside. It's like you said, it starts to blame someone else or attack someone else or try to change something outside, and it's like it's somewhere there. So
it seems a little bit like the situations outside of us. In a way, they bring it to our attention. The mirroring brings it to our attention. So someone does something and it causes some reaction inside of us. So we know then, because there's some physicalness to it, that there's an unconscious belief here. So once we recognise that there's some unconscious belief happening, then we need to start inquiring into it and bringing it out to the surface. So, like your example of at work, that's quite a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like what I was inquiring in my job, work in some time ago. It was just that situation. First, you start to see what was the situation, what was happening, and just shortly saying that it was very hectic and there was a big rush and I felt this yuckiness and I started, okay, now there is something behind, and I got these thoughts that, okay, I should be faster, or I should be more effective, I should be more. It was really, really busy, and then I started, okay, and what is under that the thoughts are like I should be faster, but then obviously my experience then was that I cannot be any faster because I'm actually like quite a slow in some ways, like in some situations I process things really, really slowly. So it was kind of like this kind of situation and belief, and then I was, okay, what is under that if I can't be any faster?
Yeah, like what does it say about her that she's slow? What does it mean? What's the worst that can happen if she's slow? So it's leading towards something, that there's some end. There's some repercussion in her life of being slow. And so that leads to, okay, there's something underneath, whether it's fear or the thought of...
Yeah, and then it came that I was, okay, there is this belief, I'm not enough, rising, and then I was like, okay, let's look at it, and I did stopped and feel it, and then looking at, okay, where is the one who isn't enough, and then seeing the pictures and seeing the feeling the motions. Am I that motion? Am I that picture? And going through and like, okay, there isn't anyone who isn't enough, and realizing that, okay, it's just how it is.
Yeah, just thoughts and pictures of that, and then it gave you some perspective too, because then you were able to accept what was here. You were able to accept that, okay, I'm a little bit slow and I'm okay with that.
And then I leave it to job, because I was thinking it's not what happens naturally. So then I can trust that the thing what I do has to be then something that where I can be slow. So it was kind of actually relief. Then in the end to realize that, okay, it was taking its head up, like this storyteller telling that thing. And then I was looking at the other side as well, which is also that, okay, how do you feel when you're not enough? Like when you cut the belief that, okay, there isn't actually anyone who isn't enough. You kind of, that belief is not personal anymore. So then you can call it that, okay, a little bit like outside, that, okay, that person, let it call it Sanna, okay, it's low. So there is kind of like truth in it as well.
Yeah,
so,
it's beautifully put.
Yeah.
That you can actually be not enough, and it's okay. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't cause suffering.
Yeah.
And
feel it for how does I'm not enough, but then seeing it that, okay, this, it's like, because in the end we are like these role characters in a big movie, and which we call life, and these role characters, they are what they are. It's not what we ultimately are. When you start to inquire, you see that there is something much more real. But then again, it seems that there is something, and this dream goes on. So, like when we are looking at the side not real, then we're also looking at the side the realness in it. So it comes like it's both sides.
Whichever one
you know.
causes the suffering. Often it's the resistance to bringing that thought into the mind, or resistance in some way to feeling the sensation, and we can look into that, or we can just sit and be with what's here, and that naturally allows it to change into something else, allows the understanding and insight to arise, which, it's almost like bringing both sides of the story up, and that cancels them out, and they can fall away, and you can see that you are here regardless of what happens.
Yeah, it's nicely that it's always in the end what is right now, what is happening right now here, and allowing everything to happen, and then see what is there under with everything, and so it's.
Yeah, and with the more you inquire too, the trust comes, but also the curiosity comes. It sort of becomes enjoyable almost, to be more in the moment, where the suffering comes in trying to get out of this moment, and trying to get out of what's here, at least what you think is here in this moment. It's always the resistance to something that's happening.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I guess it's a big subject, but
It's
another
pretty
video.
simple though, isn't it, as well? It's quite, even though the stories might be quite complex and about this and that, they're all really, they all have the same cores. Everyone has the same sort of core fears and core sense of lack, and you don't need the story doesn't need, you don't need to go into the complexity of the story.
No.
It's enough just to recognize there's pictures, and there's thoughts, and then there's sensations, and then just keep moving through and seeing if that's
Just recognizing the storyteller and then starting to inquire what it's telling. That I think it's just is that true? And then start to investigate that is that voice in my mind? Is it really?
Is that who I am?
Is that who I am? And does it really know what it's talking about? Is it ultimately telling the truth? So yeah. But more about unconscious beliefs later.
Another video.
Yeah. This is.
Thank you.
Thank you.